All right, hello everybody. CryptoVince here. We can start. Let me remove this. Okay. Okay. So yeah, there is lots to check on BTC today. We are, you can see right away from the chart that we're there. I mean, there is no space anymore. So I think we are ready either to blow up or to drop. And we really don't know what's gonna happen, so we can make some prediction, see some indicators, see how things are going. But you guys know that in the last part we have we have had more manipulation. I mean, this is like normal, I guess, because you guys can see this correction, how it's forming, right? It gets closer, smaller, and smaller, and smaller, and smaller. So of course here we're gonna see up and downs like crazy, because we're not gonna see bigger waves as we were having around January, February, March. Now the waves and the up and downs are very close. So we have to be careful, especially when if you guys are doing leverage and margin, doing long and short. Right now it's like it's a big gamble. When different from here, when you can place a short at this point and then long here and then short long. Now it's getting harder and harder. But let's have first of all an overall idea on the main chart, and then we can see what's going on closely. First of all, and this is for you guys that have been following me, and especially in the live stream, you guys know I start always from the big chart, because it's a better way to have a bigger picture of what's going on, and then to go closer and see what we can expect there in the small time frames. The problem is, in the small time frames, that the whales and the manipulation, of course, can screw up your study. When on a bigger chart, bigger time frame, you can make better decisions. So, anyways, just a look on the weekly, just very quick. I don't like to trade to chart on the weekly too much, because the market is so fast that things can really do a lot in a day. We know that. So the weekly sure can give us an idea, but I like the daily mainly. But right now we're seeing um, Bitcoin still making this higher low here, instead of dropping like it was doing here. Is making that higher low, which is as a positive thing. But let's be careful, because as I posted on my Twitter, these higher lows were forming here too, right? And then after 1, 2, and 3 picks, it dropped. So it might happen again, right? So here are the peaks, right? 1, 2, and maybe a 3, and then we drop. So we have to be careful, of course, at that scenario that I've explained many times. Regarding the resistance lines, well, there's no really a one resistance that can match everything. Some users like to trace, this one, which is one, but touch just 2 points. Some people just like to put an average and cut into the candles, which I don't really like. But for me, are two separate resistances. I like to trace this one as a legit one right there, and I think the other one was. Let's see from, well, this is the weekly chart, so it's hard for me to trace that. if you guys are more precise if you use array and magnet every time, but so this could be a nice resistance. Then on the daily, of course, it's more precise. So in this case, the trend broke, dropped again, retested, and now it's going up again. From the weekly right here, we cannot see too many things. Let's see MACD and RSI just to have a quick look. I mean, MACD, it's very flat. It crossed 1, 2, so it's bouncing. It's bullish on the weekly, but if I switch to monthly, you will see the opposite, right? Probably monthly will be bearish. Actually, this is Bittrex, probably doesn't have it. If I switch to, this is what, Bitfinex, you guys see the monthly, it's totally bearish, but those are big time frame that are not really suitable for crypto, in my opinion. The weekly, yes, can kind of say something, but so the histogram is positive. MACD is kind of turning. We have some bullish cross, so some positive signal on the weekly. If we talk about MACD, let's see RSI. RSI is pretty flat. It's pretty flat at this level. It's not dropping more than 40. So if it drops more than 40, I will be a little bit concerned, as it happened here. This from the RSI right here, we can kind of see the bearish versus the bullish area. We put this is log linear. Yeah, we have like the 2014 pump here, and then when we drop below 50, 40, 50, let's say, we had the bearish scenario, the bearish run, and then we went up one time, drop, and then we kept being above 50 on the weekly, and we have the massive bull run up to 20k, right? Then we drop first time a 6k, and after that we're being below 50, right? So we need to go probably above this level to see some good signals when comparing the weekly chart. So I mean, nothing else I would like to check on the weekly. So let's go just straight to daily, so I can see more things. I have a million chart here. Just an overall idea what I've been. This is what Bitfinex. Oh, Bitfinex. Yeah, I have few ideas here. Yeah, this is the main idea that is telling in the short term what's happening. So we have this bearish flag or rising wedge, however you want to call it. It's been bouncing up and down. It's making some waves. We reached almost the resistance of those two previous highs. So it's a strong level here. We're bouncing on 50%. So before to go into studies from scratch, I just wanted to show you guys the main ideas I already had saved. I traced a support here, traced a resistance there, connecting the wicks. This is a very strong support, connects 3 wicks pretty good. This still has to touch it, so just 2 points, not as strong as the support. What else I got here? Oh yeah, this is an interesting study I did in my other live stream. Pretty much all of you know that after a bearish run and a drop, Bitcoin retraced 60% of the bearish trend every single time. So it retraced 61% here, it retraced 61% here, it retraced 61% here, and right now it's on 50%, right? So by this analysis, we might have another little spike up to 60%. Of course, this resistance that I traced, I cut into the candles because you know it was just an average line. Of course, I can go a little bit above it just to something like that. It's not really precise. That's why I like to trace this resistance better, considering just the two highs right there. So even though we break this one, we need to be careful because you know sometimes coins are not really spot on, you know, especially on a trend that it's long 1 year. You know, some false breakout might happen into the trade. So you know, if we break this blue resistance, don't jump in Bitcoin and say, hey, we're bullish, blah blah blah. You know, it's gonna take some time probably. So we need to be careful on that. Yes, games, you can look at the live after. It will stay on the channel. So so this is the other idea. So 61% can be something we can look for, especially because we're making kind of like 1, 2, 3 waves possibly. Let's check other chart that I have. Is that BTC USD? This is Binance, well, showing a more an ascending broadening wedge. It could even be like an angled one. Still a bearish pattern. Either if it's a bearish flag, either if it's a rising wedge, or if it's an angled, right angled broadening wedge. Those are all bearish pattern, if you guys love patterns. And then let's see if I have more. Remember, considering the wicks, this is Bittrex. If I want to cut into the wick and count that as a false breakout, this could be already resistance points reached, so we need to be careful on this level. But you know, I like to see closer when it comes to find targets, because Fibonacci levels can totally help. Okay. So let's go on with the Bitfinex chart, and let's see what we can see here. Let's go from scratch. All drawing tools. First of all, you know, let's not just think about the first part of the trend, because we know already what we got there. Let's focus on the last part. Let's trace some precise trend line, support here, cutting to the wicks. Sorry, not cutting to the wicks, selecting from the wicks. We have another one here, which is pretty close right there. This is the daily, so we have a symmetrical triangle forming here, making higher lows, which is good for the overall short trend. But you know, this could be a massive bearish pennant. A bearish pennant is just a symmetrical triangle that comes from a bearish trend, and usually is a correction of the bearish trend and a continuation pattern. So after an ABCDE correction, this pattern can break down. In this case, it is an Elliott wave, ABCDE. The correction starts from here, so this in this case will be 0 A B C D if this is the touch. If we want to calculate this as the touch or not. E and drop from there, right? So this could be an idea, but we can even go higher if we want to drop or not there. Let's check some Fibonacci levels. So I would like to see where this point retraced compared to this bearish trend. So I'm gonna trace a Fibonacci retracement of the bearish trend, starting from the top and going down. And we know already that that trend reached 61% retracement and dropped. As you guys can see, this Fibonacci is opposite, right? Because 100% is up and 0 is below, because I'm seeing the retracement of this bearish trend. When I want to see a retracement of the bullish trend, of course, the 100% has to be down. So this trend retraced 61%, we know that. Then let's see how much this bearish trend retrace. And it did, oh, and it retraced 50%. This, oh no, sorry, I gotta go lower to the wick there. Yeah, so 50%. This time they don't reach in 61. Those are the main retracements that can happen usually. Those are the most common ones. 60%, 50%. 60% in stock market, 61% is it's more common, I think, but in crypto, in my own experience, I see more 50% drop, especially in altcoins. But in Bitcoin, we have seen 61% is more important at this point. And then let's see if we use this Fibonacci here. What did I do here? Okay, right there. Okay, it is 61. Sorry, I don't know why it is that high. Let me retrace this because I don't want to screw up things here. From here to there. Yeah, it's almost 61%, so we can consider that as a 61. So again, another 61% retracement. Let's remove that. And then we can trace another one of this one on this little trend. And this again retrace how much? 50, almost 61. So 61 is on this line right here. Let me remove those lines so you guys see better. So we are resting actually on 50%. So 50% is being strong so far, and we're not passing that level. By looking at this chart, the daily, 50% Fibonacci retracement is the one that it's holding. Another reason for it is those previous high. This is the neckline of the inverse head and shoulder that we had previously. So if I trace from the candle close right here, you guys can see it's just stopping right there. So we have some resistance there for sure. This is like 6-7 level, and it's a level that we have we hear often. But it's not a level that has not been broken, so it's not impossible. It's not that strong as it looks on the daily. Then we have to consider other indicators too. What else to check here? Where well, from the candlestick, you know, this candle is making a spinning top, which is not a great candle as of this one. This was another spinning top, and the coin dropped. As you can see, every time Bitcoin made a doji or an Anki man, the things drop. The trend drops every time. So here, this candle doesn't look great on the daily. Let's add some other indicator. Let's put let me see. Let me put my indicator wherever. Let me see. Well, MACD and RSI are kind of neutral, to be honest. Don't tell me too much. MACD crossed and is going up but slightly. RSI pointing down. It's about 50, not even oversold. Overbought is just from this chart and this time frame. Indicators don't really tell me too much. Volume in the last part has been going up a little bit, but the average not too much. Let's switch to Ekinashi candles, because you guys know I love the Ekinashi and I trade mostly of that. One second, let me close this. The sun is killing me. Okay. So with the Ekinashi chart, we can see the waves way better, right? And you guys know I like this chart over candlestick because I've been trading on it most of the time, and I can see I don't know, I can see things better. For sure, the overall trend idea and direction, Ekinashi helps me more. Maybe it's more laggy than a candlestick, that's for sure, I think. But for just have an overall idea what's going on, Ekinashi, it's really helpful. And you know, in this last part of the trend, I can trace few trend lines and see. This is what, again, Bitfinex. Bitfinex, you know, is full of whales and pump and dump on BTC, so wicks can be tricky to trace. But you know, let's see what we can see here. You know, we notice this pattern. Of course, can be a bearish flag. Upward channel, it can be a bearish flag or a rising wedge. You have to check the volume too when it comes to patterns. But right now I just want to see the waves. So let's see if we get what we can see. So as you can see from Ekinashi candle on the daily, you guys can see every time the candle body gets smaller, see red, then makes a spinning top, then almost a doji, and the candle are making higher lows, the wicks. After that we have a green candle. So after a green candle, most of the time I'm confident that another bull run, a spike up is gonna happen. And the same when we go downward, we're green, a little bit small. This is very short trade, so you're not gonna see too much, but we have a spinning top here, candles making higher lows, sorry, oh, lower highs here, no higher lows right there, and we have doji, red candle, and boom, down again. Then we have a massive spinning top, green candle, and again here making higher lows, and boom, up, and then again. You know, it's repeating over and over again the same thing. I traced this the other day. Green candle, smaller body, spinning top, almost a doji, and dump. Now it's up and again. This candle you know, had weeks up and down, so it was a very not a great candles. So again, very indecisive candle. I don't know how you said that word. Um, but yeah, we're going up there. So by looking at Kinashi right now, you know, if this candle closed, I would have bought BTC because this pattern is repeating every time, and you guys can see here higher lows again, right, on the weeks. So something that, you know, it's helpful to look at if you guys want to use Ekinashi. For me, it's amazing. So so this is from the daily. Again, nothing else we can see more here when it comes to trend lines and some Fibonacci levels. Let's go check, move to 4 chart, because we can see way more. And I would like to see if I can start to see some waves, some Elliott or some 3 waves pattern that can help with the identification of the trend. Actually, well, all those lines that I traced previously that can make other patterns. You know, this is a triangle. We have a triangle here, symmetrical triangle. They broke up. We had another triangle here. They broke up, but they broke down. Oh, let me remove this magnet for now. Then there was a rising wedge here. That broke down, and then things start to get weird. There was a bull flag that broke down, touched the support of our channel, and now it's making a 3-wave up. I mean, we have seen lots of manipulation here. CNBC posting tweet every day, up and down, up and down. It was a mess, you know. People are counter trading, people believing in it, futures going up, going out, expiring. So it was pretty crazy days. So we have been doing really well with altcoins because Bitcoin is kind of being bouncing up and down in the last few days, and altcoins had some space to go up. But anyways, let's focus on the last trend. This is 4-hour chart, and let me remove everything. So we start from the 4-hour chart from scratch. We have a nice resistance at this level right here, and I think the most correct support here in this case could be either this or this. This one considering some false breakout. Giving an average, this is the overall trend of BTC, and you know, we know it's an ascending broadening wedge that it is a bearish pattern. We have some space to go above it if, you know, I just look at the chart straight, and actually we are making some Elliott wave that can be important. I don't know if there is an Elliott wave inside here. There is some stuff in here, but this can be very this can be a good one actually. So we have a first wave that retrace 61.50%, right? You can see that. So that's the first wave. And then if we trace Fibonacci extension of that wave in the normal wave, you guys remember I have another way to trace it. So to 61 or 50% right here, the trend reached under 61%, right? So that's a good extension. So when I see such a great you know, I can say coincidence on the Fibonacci, reaching very precise levels, my Elliott wave start to become a reality. Then we have a second pump here. The second wave that I always trace from, you know, the bottom of the correction of the first wave, so number 2, to the top, retraced, as you guys can see, 61%. So another good bounce. So for me, this setup are always good to look for another wave. But you know, we have other things to consider when it comes to this small trend in the 4-hour chart. First of all, before to see the Elliott wave, let's repost it, the overall Fibonacci retracement, because we know we need to be careful at 50% and 61%, right? So those are the two main bounds, and we can see, where is it? Here, the candle closed on 50%. Then another try, it didn't make it, and it retraced again. I don't know if it make it. It looks like some kind of harmonic there. I mean, if I consider the candle close, it's not. I mean, not considered this week. If I chart from here, from there, how much it retraced? 50%, 88, and 88. Actually, this is a pretty good harmonic. Not sure which one that can be. So it's a 50% retracement with an 88D. This can be like maybe a bullish bat. This could have been a nice bullish bat, but you know, harmonicas are kind of hard to see. But the bullish bat, if I'm not mistaken, retrace 50% and then C hits 0.88% Fibonacci, and the D matches with 88%. So we're almost there. So this was a very good harmonic by considering the candle close. But you know, I have to say I'm cheating a bit, because this could have been like that, right? Actually, from here, candle close there, candle close there. Still a very good idea. Of course, here can be what, 38, 21. So I don't trade harmonics too much. I trade harmonics when they are completed, because they're not a very precise pattern in crypto, that's for sure. Sometimes I trade with my with candlestick. Candlestick can help more to identify those patterns. But anyways, there was something there, and it pumped. Can be an harmonic, can be other patterns, can be a double top that failed. Sorry, a double top that completed and went all the way down to support. Anyways, let's go check that Elliott wave ideas. We have the 50% here that is bouncing. Actually, it bounced again, so it didn't break it. So there is a super strong support at this level, that's for sure. Again, we have seen from the daily that 6-7 is a level that has previously act as resistance, but it didn't always like fail to break. It can break, so it depends how strong we can, you know, the people bullish sentiment here or somewhere else can do everything here. So nothing is impossible. Just keep that in mind here, because we are in a market that it's it's a mess. Plus, you know, we are at a point where everything can happen, so we have to be careful in what we're doing. Anyways, my Elliott wave, yes, it can happen, but before to consider that move, let's check some other indicators on 4-hour chart. Well, MACD make a bullish cross. Now it's kind of dropping here, but I don't count that as a bearish sign because I'm looking for the Elliott wave. So of course we're gonna see a little drop there because there is this correction of wave 4, so this might just barely touch it and then just go back up again. Here on the RSI I can see some waves, so that's a good thing. We reached already oversold area, but that doesn't mean anything. Can keep going up. Let's move to candles to see what, because you know when we switch to candle, remember the indicator of course changes, so you need to be aware of that. So if I cancel this for a second, I almost reached oversold. It didn't cross above 70, so we still can go up. So indicators are not bad on 4 hours. Not any specific divergences that I can see. On the 4 hour we have a nice candle here, so this candle can go up at this level. It reached already 61%, makes a nice wicks up and down on the bearish correction of the wave. So you know what, we can go up, probably we can go up here again, and then we gotta see what's gonna happen, because you know this resistance is strong. Why is strong? Because I think I remember Ichimoku cloud is right on. Let me turn Ichimoku cloud on. Yeah, so as you guys can see, the trend has been trying to break Ichimoku cloud. Look how fat yes, it is fat too. Look how flat the Ichimoku is. So there was a strong resistance at that level. Usually Ichimoku cloud helps you to find the strong resistance that you don't have to trace manually, but the indicator gives for you, and it's right around 50% Fibonacci. So it's been rejected many times, and but you know here the cloud is turning green, so there's some good momentum that can happen here. If we keep moving sideways here, maybe we can break this cloud. So maybe some other up and downs here and then go up, hopefully, and make my final Elliott. So the final Elliott that I'm talking about, if you guys didn't notice yet. And look how easy it is to trade with Ekinashi. This is like a tip I want to give you guys. If you trade with candlestick, the Elliott is almost impossible to see. I mean, if you're expert and you know what you're doing, probably you can see it. But for beginners, Ekinashi can help you figure out the waves, because it tells you average candles, so you guys can easily trace the bottom here to the top of the first wave, and then connect the bottom of the red candles of the correction, which can be this on that, then the top of the wicks, let me remove then the bottom of the correction, and then a possible target. Okay. So the possible target that we can trace with another Fibonacci extension, as I did from 0, 1, 2 to find 3 on 161%, I can trace another Fibonacci extension from 2 to 3 to 4. And my targets, remember, the fifth wave can be shorter, right? So most of the time in cryptocurrency, it's shorter than the tree. Actually, no, I would say it's a 50-50. Sometimes I see the fifth wave really stronger because, you know, people FOMO into coins so much in crypto compared to stock market. So sometimes, you know, you see a pump, then it retraced, and then usually the second wave is strong because many traders are looking at the coin and the things go up like crazy. Then it retraces, and then if people are still interested in the coin and they want to make money and FOMO like crazy, this coin can really go a lot. Or sometimes they just, you know, make so much money on the third wave, they don't give a fuck about another run. So this can slow down and can be shorter like that. Remember, the fifth wave actually, and this is you know, a discussion I was having with Elisa, sometimes doesn't have to complete. I mean, when we see waves, it doesn't mean that this wave has to go there. So this wave can even be shorter and stop here, and the Elliott would just fail, of course. So let's keep that in consideration. You know, if this thing is gonna go up, don't just place an order. Okay, target at the 100%, because you know this resistance is a strong one. So this retrace, I will put 100 or 100 of course we can go, you know, where the channel is this resistance I trace here. Let me be more precise here. Here we go. Just cutting a little bit into the candles in the wicks. You know, sometimes you gotta like work your chart to see, you know, a possible scenario, right? Things are not gonna be perfectly on it, because I can be perfectly tracing this resistance and see like this, I'm still cutting this off, and my wave can go there, right? But you know, you gotta calculate sometimes and put in consideration the real scenario where, you know, it just can arrive there and then bounce down, that's it. So another way for me to trace my extension, it's an upside down Fibonacci, and that helps me more because I just considered the correction. So I mean, what I do, I still use the extension so I don't get confused, and I just go from 2 to 1, and I just trace down to 2. Okay, and this gives me more targets, gives me under 60 and 260. So when I trace my area 260, my third wave most of the time hits 260, and then my fifth wave usually hits my 361 here. So in this case would be hit here, or a little bit higher on 423 if it's really gonna go. But I to double check, I trace another of these ones, Fibonacci extension, and I trace differently from 4 to 3 back to 4, and look, my 161% where he ends up. I like this one a lot. So right there, that will be, you know, area of 7K, let's say, you know. 697K area, you know, if this Elliott wave idea goes up. Now if we go up there, I want to see if we break the main downtrend or not. So let's go back on the daily and let's see what the downtrend is telling us. So first of all, I mean, the Ichimoku cloud that we are on the daily, it's so red right now, right? So we need to break this cloud that probably it's close to turn green, guys. So that's not a really bad scenario right here, because you know, I remember I checked all the cloud at some point. So the 12 hours, we broke it, then we drop it again. Let's see the 8-hour Ikimoku cloud. Not really helping here. The only one that's really giving some ideas, it's the 4-hour chart, to be honest. The daily one, the daily Kimoku got rejected here, but I don't think that's the Kimoku. I think it's just a coincidence, because there was just the downtrend there and the under 61% Fibonacci retracement of this bearish trend. So it's not, I think it's just a coincidence there. Here again, I mean, the cloud is pretty thick, it is not crossing it, but again, no, I'm not really concerned about that indicator. But on the 4-hour chart, for sure, it's showing us something there. Can be the Kimoku, can be the 50%. You know, there's still two indicators that for us to consider. On the daily though, we have to for sure keep an eye on the cloud turning green at this level, at this considering the crypto sittings. So crypto sittings that are 2060, 120, and 30. If you consider the normal sittings, let's see, just for an overall idea, nah, it's a mess. Nah, it's not really like working and telling us too much. Okay, so okay, we got some ideas. Oh, I was gonna check that trend. So number 5, if we reach there and we trace a precise resistance, we will break it by slightly break it. So considering these two previous highs. Then of course, if you want to make an average of this resistance, of course things might change and things can fit in it. I don't like to fit things, but you know, most of the traders are tracing this resistance as an average of what's happening, right? So that our fifth wave of Elliott might fit inside that this average trend line. This can even be extended to here, right? Right there. So 1, 2, 3, this counted probably as a fails breakout, and here again, and then if we go close, let's make it this red. We are there, you know. This level is the level to break. That's it. We're gonna break this level to be bullish. We need to break actually 61% Fibonacci. That's the one. That's the bitch that we cannot break it since January. So 61%, which is actually, what level is it? 7 again. 697. That's a level we need to break and confirm in order for me to be bullish. To be bullish in short term though, because we know bull trap can happen in any situation. I mean, especially here that, you know, many people might open longs like crazy and whales can just short squeeze them and things can just drop like crazy. So we need to be aware of the market in these circumstances. It's hard to trade in this market right now. So if you want to trade, be careful. You know, use a risk management. Don't go all in. Just use really a 1% risk of your portfolio every time you enter a trade. Use position size, of course, as we explained many times, and you will be safe. You know, sometimes you're gonna get wrecked, but that's part of the trading itself. So if you lose few trades, it's not a big deal, right? You can remember with a risk reward of 1 to 3. I think you can lose You can lose how many? You can lose one trade out of four and still be in profit. But you know, always calculate your risk every time. Okay. What is that term in English that you guys use to be that you're the same level? Like you know, you're not in profit, not in loss. Like if you make a trade, and if you miss a trade and you make actually if you mix 3 trades and you make a successful one, you cut break even. Thank you. That was the one. Okay. Okay. Yeah, break-even rate. Yeah, the break-even rate, it's something you guys need to figure it out if you're trading a lot, because you know, it's very important, right? Actually, for a risk reward of 1 to 3, the break-even win rate is 25%. So if you win 1 trade out of 4 using a risk reward of 1 to 3, you break even. Okay, so that's the thing. Yes, I'm using Ubuntu. I'm using the 16.04, not the 18, because the 18 was just not running with my multi-monitor and devices that I have. Drivers was just a mess. So I downgrade to 16.04. And it works awesome, smooth, no problem. Anyways, so when I analyze Elliott wave, of course I start to see the overall idea of the Elliott, but then I would like to see if there are little waves inside every single waves, because there are sub waves every time when we look at Elliott. So I double check that, because you know it's good, because if we see another full Elliott wave in this pattern, well, the pattern start to become really interesting. If we don't see the Elliott, I'm not saying the waves cannot appear for our chart, but it's less precise. Okay, so in this situation, the waves are pretty clear to me here. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So what I just did, again, Ekinashi here helps you so much, because every red candle, see, 1, 2, 3, 4, where the red is, and I go back up. So that's how I see my smaller wave. If I put candles, good luck. If you put candles, well, you gotta go inside and trace and trace and trace. And Elliott wave is crazy. Like, it's not easy way to chart, because there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 A, B, C, D, E, X, W, X, Y, and so many different kind of waves. A, B, C, X, A, B, C, X. It's kind of messy. So I try to keep it simple and just find the average one. So for me, that's a good one. And there is a nice ABC correction here. A, B, C. And this is a flat ABC because it's bounced twice on the Fibonacci. Then let's see, in the other wave, so the second wave of course ends up here. Opla, sorry. It's up here, right there. Then we have another one. Look at the red candles. Look how precise Ekinashi can be. 1 red candle, 2 red candle, 3, 4, and 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then we have an ABC correction, which is what we're looking for right now. So maybe it's doing A, B, and C again. So it's maybe simulating the first wave and might drop to 6.5 before to see another run. This is hard to see because of course, the ABC can be already inside, but I cannot tell from this time frame. If I go 30-minute chart, maybe here there is already an ABC, and this is hard to see, to be honest. But I try to keep the same style. So if I check that ABC on the 4-hour time frame, well, I'm gonna check that too. But you know, there can be more ABC if you guys know, you know, Elliott wave. You can see more things now. 15-minute chart. If I put candlestick, yeah, this can be an ABC correction. Now it's going up and try to make something. So we have to see at this point if the chart will drop more or not. But by looking at the 4-hour chart, this candle might identify a reversal point. So let's see how this candle close tonight, and let's see if it closes like bearish or it goes up maybe. Okay, so that what I will be looking for our candle closing today. Then on 1 hour, yeah, just many wicks here that not telling me too much. This is a pretty bearish one, dropping, but nothing that I really can see here. Yeah, for our chart for sure, something we have to consider and see if that ABC can make another flat touch. So let me move to my Ekinashi right there. Yep. So we have to see if this ABC can reflect the one that did before. So in this case would be A, B, and C. So let's have this level under control, which is 6.5 again. 6.5, we almost hit, you know, previous high here, so it's like a zone. Of course, never consider, of course, a single line. So when I talk about level, this could be a good level to buy at this point. If you guys believe in this Elliott study, okay? Of course, everything below here, it's gonna turn bearish, of course. So in that case, the waves are not completed, and all the Elliott study fails, and we're gonna drop, right? So this level is a level I'm gonna have under my radar, 6.5, to see if we drop more than that. To be honest, even checking at the candles, let's see a candlestick. And here I need the help probably of price action traders and the one that trades ICT and order blocks. But this is a level of support where all the candle closed, and this can be probably the deepest support, 6536, around there. I'm gonna set up an alarm here and see. Never know. Okay, and I'm gonna set up an alarm on this level too. Okay, so you guys got all my alarms here too. Now you got, you know, what I'm looking at. Premium. Good luck with those coins. Anyways, you guys have any other any precise question for me to answer? I mean, I think I went through everything. I don't really want to go inside 15-minute chart, to be honest. It's just a waste of time for me. 1 hour chart, it's good enough. I don't know what's gonna happen in 15 minutes because it's crazy. Dark, I'm not a scalp trader. I'm more a swing trader, 100%. My day is just too busy for me to be a scalper and be just I won't be doing nothing for the project if I'm a scalper and just buy and sell. I barely trade on my own since I opened the premium and the free channel actually, because it's pretty crazy. So I just go in when I'm really positive on the trade, and I go for 50, 100% profit and so on. So during this correction, I've been very out the market, just with my popcorn, watching things, using BitMEX to short most of the time, and again, scalp traders. It's a strategy that works. I mean, I lost my swing trade profit for scalps. Scalp is not an easy thing. I mean, you need to have a precise strategy for it, especially if you do scalping of BitMEX. Fuck, good luck. I mean, with all the pump and dumps and manipulation there is there, it's a tricky thing. But scalping altcoins, that can be very profitable sometimes, because the volatility that I've seen with some coins, it's insane. To be honest, during those up and downs, you could even play with a stop loss with an amount of your portfolio that you're willing to lose. You buy, you wait until it goes up, and then you sell. That would have been a scalping for me. I won't even put a stop loss when there is this up and down on Bitcoin, because altcoins, they just go up and down 15-10% every day, and it doesn't make sense for me to put a stop loss. I will put a stop loss when I put more money into the trade and I made my position size and risk management, and I want to of course have a stop loss deep enough, or just in case Bitcoin drops and I know how much I'm willing to lose, right? Anyways, do you find which coins are closer to the perfect setup? Well, it's hard. It's hard for this market, to be honest. But considering many support Fibonacci indicator, MACD, RSI, volume, breaking important resistance, I like patterns a lot. So rising wedges support, falling wedges support, bull flags, and Fibonacci bounces. Those can give you a lot of profit in the shit market. That's for sure. A perfect setup, I don't think exists. Even in the perfect market, 100% setup do not exist. So there always gonna be some risk involved, and that's part of trading, I guess. So, Vince eat movie theater popcorn with extra butter. Yeah, like a Canadian way. um, yeah, guys. I mean, since I use the risk management and position size calculator, actually, for you that you're live watching me right now, tomorrow I'm gonna have an awesome stream with Elisa, talking about BitMEX, how to use it safely, and discussing few strategies and how to use properly leverage. That's gonna be a massive stream tutorial that you guys wanna follow, because I'm gonna be the newbie and ask Elisa so many questions, because she's very knowledgeable about risk management, position sizing, and she knows stuff. I'm a technical analyst. I'm pretty good at charting, but when it comes to position size and risk management, if I have people that are more expert than me, I let them do their things, and explain things better. We will explain how leverage is important and when it should be used and how it should be used, and we're gonna be talking about percentages, because everybody here talks about percentages profit, when we should really talk about risk reward ratio. Because if I put, hey, I won, I made 100% profit on that coin, Well, if I put $10 on that coin and I made 100% profit, that can be 0.1% of my portfolio. What is gonna give it to me, right? So you know, it's a big thing. Like people, they say, oh, I went 100 times leverage, I made 200%, then he traded $1. You know, that's not a good way to show things, and you know, we want to be more precise when it comes to that. Of course, if we start to talk about risk reward, most of people might not even know what that is. So anyways, any other specific question for Bitcoin? Right now, you know, this is my bullish idea, short-term bullish idea. Of course, everything that drops below this level, those alarms that I put, we will be looking at the support of this wedge. Sorry, this broadening wedge. Yeah. So we're gonna see if this lower low might stay here, if it drops, if the support is strong enough. But if it's not, you know, we will check the bearish ideas, and you guys know it's very possible we don't break there, we don't break this fifth, even though we go. It's very possible that we can drop from there. Okay, I don't want to give any hope to nobody. I'm like, guys, I'm 50-50 here. I'm just, for the long term, I'm 50-50. I don't really know what's gonna happen. I'm giving my short-term idea, and I think we could go for another wave up if we break this, if we don't go below those levels. And then here, we know after 5 waves usually correction happens, right? So we gotta see. I probably will drop there, but you know, if we're very bullish on FOMO can kill everything, every bears in the market. So I'm excited, can't wait for the stream. Yeah, it's gonna be a good stream. I'm gonna be like asking questions a lot to her. It's gonna be like a discussion, right? I'm just gonna say, what do you think, what do you think, what do you think, and she's gonna like answering question, give her opinion. It's gonna be a good tutorial. Cause I think nobody knows what BitMEX is all about. Like, it's many people just, you know what, I'm gonna make 50 leverage, I'm gonna put $50 in it, I'm gonna make $1 million. Like, that's how most of people think. You need to have a precise strategy for BitMEX. You can use a position size calculator to calculate your loss, or your risk. If I wanna make a long position here and I want to have a stop loss of 10%, I can use this setup, put it on BitMEX, and still risk 1% of my portfolio. Like, that's yeah, it's possible. But people just open a trade and then, oh shit, my liquidation price is 1% below, I'm fucked. Like, of course, because you just buy stuff, you don't even know what you're doing, you know. So anyways, I don't want to keep these things longer than how much it is already. It's 1 hour and 15 minutes. So you guys know, just, you know, few things about the premium. You know, we're doing great there. We're building a lot of stuff. You know, if you guys don't know, you know, we have a subscription is going on. Of course, you know, we limited the spot, and probably more spot will be open in October, probably October 1st. Then, you know, we'll see if, you know, I mean, renew the subscription or not, but you know, there will be for sure some more spot available, and the limit might be increased. So if you guys looking for join our premium community, you're welcome to do it around October. And if you want, gotta keep checking updates in the free channel. Of course, if you like this video, please you know, subscribe me, spread the word. You know, we're doing a great job for the community. If you like what we do, your honest community, please share with your friends, family, and you know, we're doing great here. We're not any scammer or anything like that. We provide analysis, we explain what we're looking for. You guys are gonna make the last decision on the trade. Signals is something that, you know, we really don't like to provide. We give entry, stop loss, and entry premium, but we would like always the user to make their final decision on their trades, because that's how it's supposed to be. There is so many things they can go wrong and things you gotta pay attention to, and if I'm sleeping and something happen, you need to know what I gotta do. You need to know that you gotta close a position in that situation. I cannot be on 24 hours 24/7 and give you a signal buy, exit, and what if things fuck up? Then oh shit, you say buy, entry here. Like, things change. That's the market. You know, if you believe in signals grow up that give you entry and exit, it's I don't want to say nothing about it. It's all bullshit. Okay, anyways, thank you for watching, and hopefully you appreciate the tutorial and you understood few things here that I explained. Lots of things to learn in this live stream I do. And again, good luck with BTC in those upcoming days. All right, thank you so much, and I will talk to you guys soon. Bye bye.